Today, you are welcome to the knowledge series on logical and physical address space. We will be seeing the numerical problem. Before that, let me discuss about the address to the space translations. This is basically needed to understand the logical address and the physical address spaces. Now, when we talk about any address, for example, if you take a n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1 indicates that there is a logical 0 and 1, that is 2-bit change. So, for n is equal to 1, there are 2 possible space. And if n is equal to 2, there are 4 possible space, 2 to the power of 2. Assume that we have an address of a 10 bits. So if a 10 bits combinations, if you take it 2 to the power of 10, that is around 1 KB, that is 1024 bytes locations of a 1 byte location of a 1024 location is being shown from a 0 to 1024. So this is the address location of individuals spaces for the file or the process that is being allocated. Address required in a bits for a size of a locations. So depending upon the bit size or depending upon bytes, the files are being stored in these locations. Now here how is big or a small, the address is fixed and based on a number of locations. So even if suppose say for example there is a 1 byte here, 1 byte here, 1 byte here, this space whether we are taking a 1 byte, 3 byte, 4 byte, all this address is remaining going to be fixed, but the location space may be varying. So that is what it means to say that how big or small address is fixed and based on a number of locations. For n bit, 2 to the power of n bytes of a memory with n bytes. So for a main memory locations, suppose when we are considering main memory locations of a 1 byte location, so the 2 to the power of en indicates that number of address for a 1 bytes to save. So that 2 to the power of n into size of locations. If it is a 1 byte means 2 to the power of n bytes. Is not permanent and it depends upon the architecture of a computers, depending upon the size that is being shown. Now let's look across the logical and physical address. Now what exactly the logical address? Logical address indicates that it is generated by CPU while program is running, and the logical address we termed it as a virtual address, and it does not exist in the exist physically. Actually, logical address is a virtual address, but it is not exist physical, and it is known as a virtual address. We can term it as a virtual address. Physical address requires a data in the memory. Here we need a data, whereas this is a virtual form of addressing. So in the physical address, we need a data required for in the memory. The user never directly deals with the physical address, but can access through the logical address. That means physical address, if you want to access, it has to access through the logical address. And user program, when you write a program, it generates the logical address, and thereby the logical address will able to determine what programs needs the physical memory locations for the executions. So if you look across this one, this is a CPU. CPU generates the logical address, and it comes to the memory management unit, and the memory management unit converts the logical address to the for the processing. So for the